Hello everybody, welcome to Motoring 92 and welcome to Southern California. You know, when you come to California and talk to the natives, they'll tell you there is very little not to love about living here. The ocean, the beaches, the movie stars, and yes, the cars. It's no secret that Californians have had a long love affair with the automobile. In fact, in Los Angeles County alone, there are over 7 million vehicles and over 600 miles of freeway, and that is still expanding. Well, we're going to begin this week by talking to a Californian whose love for the automobile was so great, he decided to build his own. Since he can remember, Gerald Weigart has had a passion for cars and fighter jets. Not blessed with Top Gun eyesight, Weigart decided to use his automotive background to fulfill his other dream, to build his own automobile. Ignoring the failed attempts of DeLorean and Bricklin, Weigart founded Vector AEROMOTIVE Corporation in 1971. His goal, to produce a four-wheeled fighter plane for the street, and it was to be known as the Vector.
The idea was to build something that was a challenge to Ferrari and Lamborghini, and something that would be a challenge to a person's instinct or desire to buy foreign, to buy something not built in America, but something built in Europe. And I thought there should be an alternative, an American alternative to those cars. And that's why I did what I did. It was kind of generated by patriotism. I always wanted to be a fighter pilot, but my eyesight was not naturally good enough. I wore contacts, and so I translated my interest in aircraft to the idea when I started Vector as aircraft for the street, to build an advanced tactical fighter for the street, for the guy that could afford it. As we move along, it's a very complicated, complex vehicle to manufacture.
2 pre-sold Vectors are produced each month. The 7 on the road today around the world sold for $283,000. Today, the price tag is $437,000.
The engine is a 6-liter all-aluminum V8. It's twin turbocharged and fuel injected. What I'd like to do is walk you across the shop here, and I'll show you what a finished version of the engine looks like when it's all together. Both of these cars are ready for shipment. One of them is going to England. The other one is going to Kansas City. This is what a finished engine package looks like. What you see here are dual intercoolers, dual wastegates, twin turbochargers. It's all direct port injected. It's 366 cubic inches, and the engines get dyno tested to over 600 horsepower. On numerous occasions, we've dyno tested all the way up to like 730 horsepower. They put out that horsepower at about 5,700 RPM, and at 4,800 RPM they put out about 720 foot-pounds of torque. The vehicle has a tilt wheel with a large airbag, all aircraft circuit breakers. The panel is machined out of solid billet the way it is in a military fighter aircraft. Every one of these push buttons in the dash are right out of the cockpit of an F-117. Same vendor, same supplier, same mil-spec numbers. All of the human engineering is right where your finger can reach everything.
Well, I've been with him most of the time that he's been at it, and you know, it takes a lot of determination. I mean, I've gone through hardships that I think most people would have given up, you know, 4 times at least during the processes and some of the hard times that we went through. You know, it's really a credit to him to have stuck with it as long as he has. I mean, it's a dream that, you know, we made real.
This is a new Vector, codenamed WX9. It'll have a formal name, but we haven't designated it yet. And the idea is to build the body in a one-piece mold, with the exception of doors and openings and lids and so on, and bumper areas. And it'll be a carbon fiber body, very lightweight. In fact, the whole body might not weigh more than 100 pounds. And The chassis is underneath here. The plug was built over the chassis, so everything fits the actual structure of the vehicle. And we're building this car in record time relative to the design, the body engineering, and building the initial parts. So I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, the completed body parts go over to the shop where we have the chassis for this new car, and seeing the thing assembled over the next 30 days. I don't intend for this venture to be a failure. I think anybody that's watched the history of Vector or the history of Gerald Weigert knows that, you know, I'm a very determined individual, and I intend for this venture to be a winner. The idea isn't to take second place to anyone in reference to performance or quality of manufacture or technological substance. And this car has led the designers and engineers at other companies to be more aggressive and more progressive, because this car has been a benchmark kind of a vehicle.